Actually, I live alone in spite of the fact that I'm married. My wife lives 7 miles away from me. And so actually my whole house is quiet except for my not always so quiet cat, but my house is very quiet. In a funny way, I don't, and that's because I believe in part in writing out of exhaustion, and so I'm not always that interested in exactly, quote, recharging my batteries, because actually I like to work sometimes when my batteries are very low. When I'm sitting at my typewriter, sometimes I reflect on, I'd say some very early years of my life, and I realize that I haven't yet exactly approached them in my work, and I'm wondering if I'll ever find a way. And there are parts of that life that I find quite magical and I wish would get into my work. I guess I would say it's almost entirely spiritual, you know. That's why I find that question kind of funny, is because it's, for me, it's almost entirely spiritual. Well, I know that my answer to this question is somewhat biased, but I feel that only those people who absolutely have to write, must write, are writing for no other reason than they must write. You know, I'm not writing to please my teacher. I'm not writing to please anybody. I'm not writing to prove my success to anybody. I'm writing because I have to. That's a writer. And those are the people who, you know, I have friends who are immensely successful and some others who are not successful. And as long as they have this utter compulsion to write, and these are people, some of them are very successful, and yet they have this mad, insane compulsion to write, that's a writer. They're not writing because they're successful. They're not writing to please anybody. They're writing because they absolutely must.